Hello, my beautiful peeps. I hope that you are feeling positive. I hope that you are loving yourself, and I hope that you are ready for these good vibes. So, today I'm going to be talking about saying no. Is this still hard for you to say no to other people? Maybe. I know it's a little bit hard to start saying no to other people, to start saying no to your friends, to start saying no to family, but it's time for you to stop feeling guilty about it. It takes a lot of practice. I have been doing it for a while, but there are still those times where I catch myself feeling bad or finding an excuse for me saying no. And that's when you need to start talking to yourself. You need to start showing love to yourself and being kind, having a full on conversation with yourself that it is okay for you to say no, that you are saying no because you are saying yes to you. I might feel guilty for saying no, but then I think about it that if I were to say yes to them, I would feel even worse for going and investing my time and energy into helping them instead of investing my time and energy into me, into my goals, into working on myself. So just think about that you might feel bad for right now, but it's just temporary and it takes practice because it's going to get easier and easier for you to say no because you are so used to saying yes. Change feels uncomfortable. Change is different. Who knows if I'll get to that point where I don't feel completely bad about saying no. There still might be times, because new people come into your life. There's new situations. It's just about doing what makes you happy at that point in time. You can't think about the future and don't worry about the past. The past is gone. Just focus on the now. If it's still hard for you to say no to other people, don't think that it's a bad thing. It's something good. Look at it as something positive because that's still something that you could be working on, something that you should be working on. So don't feel bad about yourself. Don't beat yourself up for feeling bad or for not saying immediately no, because you might say yes, but just because you say yes doesn't mean anything. You could say no whenever you want. And I know that was the thing with me where I would say yes and then a couple minutes later I would be thinking about it because you feel on the spot. Or when somebody asks you something, ask them for a couple minutes after they ask you. I know when people would ask me, hey, can I ask you for a favor? Instead of saying immediately yes, I say it depends what the favor is, and I tell them to explain. I ask questions. I might say yes, I might say no. Nowadays I just be saying no. Say no to everything in order to get the habit of saying no, because sometimes it's just hard for you to say no because you're so used to saying yes. I know it's really hard in the beginning because we grow up being told to always say yes, to say yes to your elders, that it's rude to say no, that it's rude to say no to friends, that it's rude to say no to family. But they don't tell you about yourself. They don't tell you about how when you are prioritizing other people, you are not prioritizing yourself. And that's something we got to change. And it starts with you. You have to be the one to break that negative cycle, to prioritize yourself, to start loving yourself, to be able to say no. And it's crazy how it starts when you are growing up. It's literally your parents, your siblings making you feel bad for saying no, where they threaten you. Parents use that against you or use that to manipulate you, where they might ask you, oh, can you do this? And you might want to say no, but you say yes. Or if you do say no, then they'll say, okay, well then I'll ask your sibling. Your sibling is always listening to me. Your sibling obeys me. That's how you feel bad. And that's how then you grow up people pleasing, seeking other people's approval, wanting to do things for other people so they can love you and so they won't leave you. That is negative. That's very sad how parents do that. I went through stuff like that, and just stuff where the so-called parent would say, oh, well, watch when you need something. I'm just a kid. You know what I'm saying? You're the parent and you're treating me like this. Looking back, that's how I see it now. Obviously, when you're a kid, you don't think about those things, but you're the parent that's supposed to be taking care of the child, yet you're threatening the child and you're asking the child to watch when they ask you for something. What? And even now as a grown-up, that's why it's so hard for you to say no to other people. It's hard for you to say yes to yourself. When you're an adult, that's how you are still depending on other people because they threaten you. Oh, watch when you need something. Or don't be asking me for any favors if you won't do this favor for me. And that's what gets you thinking fuck, I might need a favor from them. That's the cycle that you are repeating of depending on them. That's how they are manipulating you, by using you, using your kindness in order for their own benefit. That's how they get you to do things. That's how they get you to depend on them because you might not even need nothing from them. You probably have never asked them for anything, but they have it in your head where you will need something from them. You will need them in the future. You are not a bad person for saying no. That does not make you mean. So when people are telling you that, do not pay attention to that. Do not listen to them. They are the ones that are negative. They are the ones that are mean, for manipulating you, for using you. Isolate yourself and you will see who really cares about you and who doesn't, who is only using you, who only hits you up for favors, and who actually hits you up because they care, because they want to know how you are doing. People really don't give a fuck about you. They really don't. Friends, family, they do not give a fuck about you. They don't care what you're going through mentally. They might see you physically okay, and a lot of us might seem physically okay, but we're not mentally okay. I know when I was going through shit mentally, nobody fucking noticed it. I was out here, numbing myself, escaping. Nobody noticed it. People thought that I was living my life. Nobody checks up on you like that, asking you, how are you mentally? They don't care. They just want to use you. When you isolate yourself, you will start saying yes to you. Literally remove everybody from your life, all negative people, all negative things. It might feel lonely at first, and that's because you are disconnected with your true self. When you are isolated, you just don't know what to do. You really don't. You try out new things. You see what makes you happy. You write down goals. You work on your goals. You're saying yes to you. You're prioritizing you. You're learning something new maybe. You're reading. You're eating healthier. You're exercising. You're meditating. You're journaling. You're doing all these things that are making you feel good, that are making you feel at peace with yourself. That's all loving yourself. And you think about that and you see how good it feels, and it will get easier to say no to other people and to say yes to yourself when you do decide to start talking to people again, or to see who you're going to still allow in your life, because you've set boundaries. When you are isolated, you reflect on who was hurting you mentally, physically, emotionally, who was really there for you. You see how people just used you, and you set boundaries. So that way those things do not get repeated. So you do not allow yourself to get hurt by other people. You might think it's being nice by saying yes all the time. That is not kindness. When you isolate yourself, you will see what true kindness is, because you have learned to be kind with yourself. Then you'll be able to be truly kind with other people. With people who actually deserve your kindness, who deserve your time and energy. Not people who were just using you. People who were just draining your energy and just didn't give a fuck about you. Because people see you doing stuff. People see you working on yourself. They see you working and they don't care. They will ask for a favor. They will ask you to do something. They will ask you to help them. And you might want to. You think that's being nice. You're going out of your way. You're stopping your stuff. You're stopping your goals. You're stopping whatever you are working on in order to go help them. For them just to not appreciate you, to treat you like shit, and to not ever help you in return. Whether that's you asking or them just, them doing it because they want to, out of kindness. But they don't appreciate kindness. They don't know what kindness is, because they're not even being kind to themselves. So they will not be kind with you. So think about that. Doesn't that make you feel worse when you go and help somebody and they don't appreciate it? You come back and you're like, fuck, I didn't get my stuff done. I didn't work on my goals. I didn't work on my work. I didn't work on me. I didn't show love to me. I went out of my way to go and help them because I couldn't say no. Think about that. Sit with that. And you might feel bad, okay? You feel bad, but don't beat yourself up for it. Set a boundary. Now you know. Learn from that experience so it doesn't happen again. Learn to say no. You will feel bad at first, but you will feel even worse when you are saying no to yourself and yes to other people. And if it's hard for you to say no, because I know saying no is tough, just saying the word, then say yes to yourself first. Say yes to you. If you're just used to saying yes and you want to say yes all the time, say yes to you, because that way when others come along, you don't really pay attention to that, to be honest. And you might not be able to say no, but you're saying yes to you. So you just push them away. You're like, nope, yes to me, yes to me, yes to me, which is technically saying no to them. Remember that you do not need an excuse for saying no. You do not need to explain yourself on why you are saying no. If they ask for an explanation, okay, fine. But simply saying no is no. And it doesn't mean you're rude or anything. It's something that I'm still working on, where the word no, it's not harsh or nothing, but I think about how other people see it instead of me how I see it, because no is no, but people take it rudely. People just take it differently, when it's just no and oh. So that's what I think about sometimes, how other people are going to take it, especially when it's through text or something. And then when you explain it, they take it the wrong way. They just take it so offensively, and people don't think about it where you have to put yourself first. Like, people are literally calling you rude for choosing yourself. It's just wild, you guys. Do not let them get to you. You don't need any excuses or nothing to back up your no. And I know this has probably happened to you before. I know it's happened to me before. Not anymore, okay? But I used to lie sometimes. You know, when we're like in high school and you say, oh no, the parent said no, or I have to do this instead. And it's just a lie, just so you won't feel too bad about saying no to them, about saying no to some friend or something like that. And it becomes a habit. And as an adult, you do not want to be lying. I know that I do not like liars. I just don't know how people lie. That's why I don't lie. I say the truth. I'm not going to lie about why I'm saying no. I'm not going to look for any excuses. I'm simply saying no. There's just no need to lie, because I think about lying. If I'm lying to other people, I'm lying to myself. If you decide to explain on why you're saying no and they just can't handle the truth, that's on them. But however they want to take it, that's on them. You already said no, you said your explanation, you did your part, whatever they say, that's on them. If they call you rude or if they call you mean or whatever, that's just them projecting their insecurities onto you. That has nothing to do with you. Leave it. Don't even argue back. Don't even reply. Like, now you know. People will simply just not understand why you are choosing yourself. A lot of people just can't take being told no because they are so used to things going their way. But that's on them. Don't engage with those type of people. Literally cut those people off. If people are taking it so offensively of why you're saying no and they just do not respect your decision, they don't respect what you are doing for you, for your happiness, for your peace, you need to cut those people off immediately. Yeah, you're going to keep saying no, but why would you want somebody in your life who calls you rude for saying no, who calls you mean, who keeps telling you, oh, watch when you need something in return, watch when you need my help, watch when you ask me for a favor? That is somebody that you do not need in your life. Cut all of those people off. I stopped doing favors for people. I stopped saying yes to others and I started saying yes to me. You are going to love it. It feels great saying yes to yourself. It feels great prioritizing yourself. It makes you feel good. It makes you be at peace with yourself, and it's showing love to yourself. If you are saying no to other people, just remember that you are saying yes to yourself. So feel good about choosing yourself, about prioritizing yourself, loving yourself, making yourself happy, and being at peace with yourself. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Sending you guys so much love, wishing you so much healing. Don't forget to speak good vibes to yourself and speak good vibes to other people. Peace.